All right, guys, so I'm in one of my thousands of business manager Facebook accounts. And if we jump into this campaign here, we're going to go into an actual ad itself. And so this is just some stuff that me and my buddy are playing around with. We test all types of different ads, which is probably why I get so many ad accounts shut down, because we really want to try to push the limits, see what we can get away with, and really get the most reach and the most results for the smallest amount of money. So we're going to jump into one of these actual ads themselves. And then if we go over here and actually view this Facebook post with comments, what we'll see is that it actually has like a fair amount of social proof. So it has 112,000 views, 1.8 thousand likes, which is a good amount. 207 comments and 367 shares. So it has a lot of what people call social proof. And so social proof, for those of you who don't know, basically means, likes, comments, shares, really just, socially proving that other people are interested in this specific subject or topic or whatever this ad is actually, discussing. Because I think it was P.T. Barnum that said that nothing draws a crowd quite like a crowd, which is really a beautifully eloquent kind of way of saying that, it's like when you walk down the street and you see a bunch of people staring at something, it's like really hard not to also stare at it. Or if you're on the highway and you see a car crash, everyone's looking at the car crash and it slows down traffic. So everybody is interested if other people are interested, and that is what we're going to play off, guys. It's always good to kind of understand your buyers and the human psyche and things like that. And so what we're going to do is in this ad itself, what we see in the URL here is facebook.com, right, / and then we see /post / and then this is what is known as the post ID. So we are going to copy this, we can save it right here, but basically all I'm doing is taking this last number right here, pressing copy, and then we're going to go back and we're actually going to create a new campaign. So we're going to hop back into Power Editor and go to campaigns, and we're going to create a campaign. And so we're going to call this social proof. And the campaign objective, for those of you, so actually really quick, so the campaign objective for this right here, this campaign, if we come in, we can see is reach. So the objective for this original campaign is reach. So this is not traffic, which means that Facebook is not optimizing for people to actually click the link. What they are optimizing for is this to reach the most amount of people, right? So we can make this objective reach, we can make it engagement, and then what we would do on this first round is we would target countries like Pakistan, India, the Philippines, just places where likes are incredibly cheap, and so we could build up all the social proof for a very inexpensive price. So that would be the first campaign. Once we've done that, once we've actually built out, all of these views, all of these likes, all of these comments, and all of these shares for a very inexpensive price by targeting cheaper regions or countries, then what we are going to do is, just like I said, we're going to grab this post ID and we're going to actually come back and we are going to create a brand new account. So we're going to create an account, and instead of what we had before as reach or what we would have had as post engagement, what we're going to choose now is either traffic or conversions. And okay, so let's explain why you would choose traffic or why you would choose conversions. So if you have a lot of pixel data, if you have pixel data of people who are purchasing on, for example, your Shopify site, or you have pixel data, for purchases, maybe if you have a ClickFunnels page where you have a sales page, an order page, and a thank you page. If you have purchase data, which means people are actually seeing your third and final page, your purchase page, right, or your thank you page, then you would run a conversions campaign with the objective of optimizing for purchases. If you don't have much traffic yet, if you don't have a lot of people actually in your ecosystem, if you don't have a lot of pixel data, then what we are going to choose for this second campaign, once we have the social proof that we got from our engagement or our reach campaign, for this second campaign, we're just going to choose traffic. And so we're going to call this campaign Traffic Social Proof 1. And we're going to call the ad set that and the ad that as well, just because I know what I'm doing. So we are now going to go to Save to Draft. So once we kind of save to draft here, it's going to open up our Power Editor, and then we are going to actually start to build out this ad set. And so the beauty here, guys, is when we were originally in that first campaign, we were targeting the Philippines, right? We probably weren't expecting to get a lot of sales. If you're selling a digital product that might be a little bit expensive, maybe it wouldn't coincide with their cost of living, or, it just might be a little bit out of some of their price ranges. Or if you're selling, products that ship to the USA or whatever the case may be. Obviously, I can't address every single thing that you could possibly be Facebook advertising for, but what we're going to do now is we are going to treat this as if we are really going to try to get sales now, when before our objective was really just getting social proof. So we are going to pick one of our custom audiences here. We're just going to do a lookalike that we built out. We're just going to choose this one, the USA, 1% all leads. And then what we're going to do, we're going to target everyone in the United States, just because this is our first real dive into this. So we don't know necessarily what's going to happen from a traffic campaign perspective. Since this is a new objective, we're going to run this for all ages and all men and women. We're just going to let the ad data actually, let us kind of hone down, because once you let this run with all ages and all men and women, you can really see after like 3 days or so that maybe men who are 18 to 24 are really clicking through for a lot cheaper than maybe women who are 24 to 35 or something like that. And then you can really start to split test and optimize from there. But for now, and just for the sake of brevity, we're going to just leave this how it is. We're going to enter English as the language. Detailed targeting. So this specific course is about remote work. So we're going to do Tim Ferriss because he is probably the king of that, with 4-hour work week and things like that. So we're going to choose Tim Ferriss here. And we're just going to make sure that we don't need to click anything else. We don't need to save this audience. Automatic placements is fine for now. And link clicks is what we are going to optimize for. And we can let the bid amount be automatic for now. Manual bid impression is a little bit advanced, and we don't need to talk about that right now. And we're going to change this to being charged on link clicks rather than impressions, because we're really worried about actual traffic. And by traffic, we want actually people to click on our links rather than when it's reach and engagement. We're really going to be charged for impressions, literally just the number of people that we could possibly show it to in that specific case. So now that we're done here, we're going to jump up into our last little part, which is the ad itself. And so this is kind of where the old magic happens. So we're going to actually choose the Facebook page where the first post originated from. And we are going to, instead of creating an ad here, so we're not going to add a new ad, we're not going to add any images, we're not going to create any copy or anything like that. We're going to go to use existing post. And what we did, remember, this post ID right here, we are going to actually go to enter post ID. So we're going to paste in that post ID that we grabbed. And now it's not showing the ad preview here because I have AdBlock Plus installed. So if I was in an incognito window or I disabled that extension, it would show right here. And so one thing that it's saying is this post can't be used on Instagram since it is a Facebook post. And so one last thing we need to do is hop back into the ad set really quickly and go to edit placements and remove Instagram as a placement. And so now that we've done that, guys, the last thing we're going to do is just come back into ad, make sure everything is all set up here. Our Facebook pixel, everything looks good to go. And so now we're good to go, and we are going to review draft items, and we are going to confirm. And so now what this is going to do is it's going to set up our campaign, our ad set, and the third of 3 is going to be the advert itself. And so now what we have done is we've taken a post that we got a ton of social proof, a ton of comments, likes, shares, views, right, in very cheap markets like the Philippines, Pakistan, India. Those are my 3 favorite for very cheap engagement. And once we have all of that engagement, it gets a lot of other people interested in that post. We're going to take that post ID, which we grabbed from right here, and we are going to actually create a brand new campaign, this time with a different objective. This objective that we are going to do is, instead of just wanting engagement and likes and things like that, we want traffic. So now Facebook is going to optimize and show our ad to people who are actually more likely to click. When we run engagement ads, Facebook is showing our ad to people who are likely to like or comment or share your post but not click your link. Changing the objective to link to traffic actually has Facebook's unbelievable amount of data really show your ad only specifically to people who are more likely to click on your link and drive traffic to your site. And so this is when we're going to actually monetize, right? We spend a little bit of money up front getting people interested, and then when you see an ad on your own feed, think about it in your own life. If you see an ad with 1 like, you're probably just gonna scroll right over it, even if it's interesting. But if you see one with 2,000 likes, a bunch of shares, a bunch of comments, you're saying, wow, well, if all of these other people are interested interested in it, maybe I would be interested in it too. So it really works, guys, and I do that for all of the ads that I build, and all of the pros do this as well. They really want to try to keep it a secret because nobody wants to kind of share it because it works so well. And so I quickly paused the video just to actually get this ad approved. And now that it is approved, I'm going to show you really quick that the campaign we set up, Traffic Social Proof 1, is the traffic objective instead of reach, instead of engagement. Right now we are trying to actually convert some sales using Facebook troves of data to actually, target people who are more likely to click our link rather than targeting people with engagement or reach who would be more likely to actually just like our post or comment on it without actually clicking through or purchasing or converting. And so the last thing, just because I never like to skip any steps for you guys, I like to show you every single piece, is we're going to go into the ad itself. And we are going to check to see that the social proof from that previous ad that we got super cheap likes and all the fun stuff like that from countries like India, Pakistan, and the Philippines is actually here on this brand new campaign. And voila, we see 1.8 thousand likes, 367 shares, 207 comments, and now we are going to actually start converting on this advertisement to get real sales and in the end make more profit.